If you're like me, then you've been framing and hanging art for a while, and you're familiar with metal wiring and twisting it around itself on each end to hold it in place. And you're also familiar with said wire fraying, splintering, weakening at the point of hanging, and causing more headaches and finger aches than not. Well, I finally made the switch to poly-coated wires and crimps years ago and never looked back. I'll show you what I mean by replacing a wire on an old piece and also wiring a new piece using the same method. This polyvinyl covered wire is durable, and the protective coating keeps the wire from weakening and becoming frayed. A spool this size will last you a while too, since you're not having to waste length to wrap it around itself. Here I'm cutting a length just long enough to loop through the crimp at each side and give enough slack and allowance to hang on a hook. Now that I have the new wire ready to go, I need to remove the old wire. The easiest way to do this is to cut right where it's looped through the D-ring and untwist the remainder, being very careful not to poke myself with the frays. I'm using Vise-grip Lineman's pliers to do this. I found these at my local hardware store and liked them for the dual gripping and cutting feature. Now to attach the new wire, I'm going to use crimping loop sleeves. The end of the wire loops through the sleeve and can then be pinched with a crimper. The cutting edge of the Lineman's pliers serves this purpose well, so I only keep and use the one tool. With the cutting edge, I press just hard enough to crimp it against the wire, but not cut through it. Hopefully you can see here what I mean. On the cutting edge, I crimped it on both sides. I pressed it on there several times so it'll hold. It's nice and strong now and it's not going anywhere. Now I'm going to do the same thing on a more recent painting. I'm using an easy frame from Jerry's Artorama that has an attachable back to hold the artwork in place. It works with thin panels up to thicker canvases. You'll want to attach the hanging wire about a third of the way down. If you do it lower than that, then the piece could hang oddly, especially on hanging systems that use vertical wires or bars. Your painting will hang forward out and away from the wall, and you don't want that. You also want enough slack to make attaching to the wall hook easy, but not so much slack that the wire shows above the frame. I'm going to mark the frame, so I attach the D-rings at about the same spot on each side. Again, I cut just the length of wire I need, then loop the end of the wire through the crimping sleeve and crimp with the cutting edge of my Lineman's pliers. I love the ease of this method, the durability, and the professional touch it gives. An optional addition is to add felt dots to the back of the frame to keep the hardware from resting on the wall. Really, you only need them on the bottom corners, but here I add them to each corner. And that's pretty much it. As you can see here, there's enough slack to easily hang on the hook, but not too much. Down below, I'll have links to all of the items I used, but they are the polyvinyl covered wire, Vise-grip brand Lineman's pliers, crimping sleeves, D-rings with screws, and the felt dots to protect the wall. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. See you next time.